Howdy y'all, my name is Gretchen. I'm the Restless Thrifter and I'm a reseller on eBay, Poshmark, Mercari, and Depop. Although today's video is just about eBay and Poshmark sales, June 17th through 20th. If you're returning, welcome back. You know that my sales have been slow for some personal reasons, but I continue to share them with you. There's still some good ones. And if you're new, welcome. Thank you for stopping by. I promise that I do sell more than this some days. It doesn't mean that my few sales are bad, okay? I'll share an overview and then I'm going to share my screen and we'll go over the listings themselves. That's my dog Reacher. He's going to run in and out for a while. 4 days, only 7 sales. I was on vacation this whole time. So I did have my stuff on a delayed shipping and handling time. Everything in my store was set to ship 10 days later, and then every couple of days I would reduce that so that, because I didn't need 10 days when I was almost back, you know, to get everything shipped out. So I would reduce it, but you know, it did hurt my sales. I've also used vacation or time away, it's called, in eBay before. I have about the same results, I guess, but with the extended handling time, you can still delist and relist, send offers, and list new things. When you're on time away, you're really supposed to be away. And so if you do any of those things and something sells, they expect you to ship it within your normal shipping and handling time. So 7 sales total. 2 of those were top sales, which means they were over $20. Both of those were fast flips, which mean they sold in 90 days or less. And then I had 1 other fast flip that was under 20 and 4 mediocre sales. I go over it all with you. My average sales price, which I had been over $30, just a little bit over 30, which is where I want it to be, dropped to $16.81. I was delisting and relisting, but I really wasn't listing many new things. So that also contributed. We will dive into it. Let me share my screen. All right, here we go. 7 sales to go through. This will be fast. The first one is I color code. So if it's green, it means it's one of my top sales. It's over $20. If it's this dark shade of green like it is, it means that it's over $30 and it's sold within 90 days. So this is where I want to be. So these 2 were right where I want them to be. These are Hoka One One, size 11.5, 2E wide, it's double wide. Arahi for running sneakers, lunar rock stability. Let me show you first. The cover photo was this. I do drop the background on my cover photos if I feel like they need it to pop. And these just didn't look quite as good with the background. And then I did sell these pretty low because of this one flaw, a hole. Now it's not all the way through the sneaker, but it is indeed a hole. I don't know, somebody could stitch that up, somebody could put a little patch on it, somebody could just wear it until it becomes a hole and then do something about it. It didn't really hurt the integrity of the shoe until it becomes a whole hole, an entire hole. But these sold in 1.5 weeks on eBay. I did have them listed for $45 and a customer offered me $35, which I took since they were flawed. I did not notice they were flawed when I bought them at a garage sale for $13.33. I bought like several pairs and just divided. That's why that number is so strange. And my profit was $16.05. Now I could have easily gotten $45 to $55 for these if they didn't have that little spot, because otherwise they were in really great shape. These have a $39.27 average sales price for all Arahi for men's shoes, all sizes, colors, etc., all conditions, well, pre-owned conditions, and then a 62.5% sell-through rate, which is great because I do calculate sell-through rate using eBay's product research tool, which used to be called Terapeak, and it caps out at 100%. So 62% is fabulous. Hoka is still doing well, but you do want to look them up and you want to make sure the condition is pretty good because you used to be able to sell them pretty trashed for good money. No longer. People have caught on and they're online everywhere. They also ran a really great sale last year around the holidays. It was like they were having regular, just they were having their shoes for like $60. It was a great deal. So keep in mind, they do run sales. The next one is this Brutalist Rustic Iron Flower Daffodil Sculpture, Rusty Patina, signed 12 inches. I could not figure out who it was signed by. This was a really neat piece. I really liked the look of it. I think it was MIA DJA, but I just really wasn't sure. And honestly, I didn't find much looking that up either. When I was in the store, I did see something and I was like, oh, that's going to be good. But I was going to get it regardless. I just thought it was pretty cool. And did I drop the background on this one? I did. Yeah, I just thought it popped more that way. Otherwise, I try not to have to edit too much, Sometimes my photos are crooked. Here, let me close that out. Close these. Go back to the spreadsheet. So this sold in 1 month on eBay. I had it listed for $40 and I sent an offer to watchers for $32. I had paid $10.81 at a local thrift and my profit was $17.04. And then this next one is something that sold for under $20 but did sell in 3 months or less, so it's still a fast flip. It's a brass trifold picture frame, 5-inch by 7-inch vintage metal 3-photo gold tone MCM. MCM stands for mid-century modern, which is a very popular aesthetic right now. Plus that boho style with the gold or the brass or the, how even people are doing their hardware in that dark gold tone. It's just more popular than silver and black and things like that now. And so maybe somebody just likes vintage frames. Maybe someone's going for a popular modern aesthetic. But I'll pick these up if they're inexpensive. This sold in 3 months on eBay. I had it listed for $18 and someone offered me, I can't remember what they offered me, but I countered at $14.88 and that's what we landed on. I had paid $2.15. Pretty sure that was at Goodwill. And my profit was $10.42. Really, the more ornate ones are even better, but if I find these simple ones and they're in great shape and they're not very much, I'll pick them up. I probably wouldn't want to spend more than $2 though. Okay, then we have the mediocre sales. Guns N' Roses, size medium, rock band tee, t-shirt, retro, maroon flaw. I got this for free from my sister, and it did have a stain, a couple of stains, probably some grease spots. When I washed it, I didn't notice them so much, so I didn't treat them. They still may come out. And then just a little bit of fading there, which on a rock band t-shirt probably just gives it, a worn-in look, which is okay. That's a really cool design, though. I sold it for $5. Actually, I listed it for $5 and I sold it through an offer to watchers for $3.80. If I hadn't noticed the stain, or if I had noticed the stains before I started photographing it, I may not have listed this. It's not like it was vintage or anything. It sold in 3.5 months on eBay, and my profit was $3.17. Next in the mediocre sales is this Chicago Whales Federal League hat, snapback baseball cap, Common Union, OSFA retro. It does have the sticker. It's not new though. You can see by looking inside, it's been worn a little bit, but still in really great shape. I did some research on this because I had never heard of the Chicago Whales or what the Federal League was. I don't remember any of that research. Sold in 1 year on eBay. It was listed for $20 and a customer offered me $17. It also sold through promoted listings, so my fees were a little bit higher on eBay. I had paid $5.43, probably too much in retrospect. I thought this was something a little more special, and my profit was $6.55. And then the last two sales are actually a bundle sale on Poshmark. The lady who bought this bought it right before I went on vacation, and I had to put my closet on hold. We were already on the road, and I'd forgotten to do that. And I said, I sent her a message and told her it would be a week before I was able to ship, and she was totally fine with that. She bought 2 cute plush animals, this Dakin Vintage 1975 kangaroo mom with baby Joey, clipping-filled stuffed animal. I just love vintage stuffed animals. Dakin has some great ones. I will say they're not worth that much usually, the Dakin vintage. Look at that little baby. He's so cute. And just, showed where there's some flaws a bit. This is old. Show the tag. And then the other one was this Raspberry Leopold Lion plush stuffed animal, 9-inch by 22-inch. That was like from tip of nose to tip of tail. He was a pretty big guy. Realistic toy Zoo Mufasa. I mean, he is not Mufasa probably, but he looks like Mufasa. Okay. I mean, look how cool he was. He was in great shape. I do like to show how I measured it, so because otherwise, are people really going to understand? He may have been vintage, but I wasn't really sure. And I do like to show close-ups of the nose and the face and anything that could have a little damage. He was great. He was in great shape. These two sold in 1.5 years on Poshmark. I had them each listed for $10 and I sold them as a bundle together for $15. I think she had offered me, this might have been the person who offered me 12 or 14 or something like that. And I was like, can I get 15? Because otherwise Poshmark asks for more in fees, like a higher percentage, which they do. It goes from being 20% to a flat $2.95 and suddenly your percentage is higher. I had paid $1.08 for the kangaroo and 67 cents for the lion. That was probably a Ben's haul, and this was probably, I don't know, just a buck at a store somewhere. My profit for the kangaroo was $4.92, and my profit for the lion was $5.33. So, not the most fantastic time period, but I did have some pretty good sales there at the top that you might want to look out for things like this. I really have to get listing. That's just the bottom line. I got to get listing regardless of what's going on in my life, regardless of what's going on in my health. I need to find some modifications to how I'm listing so that I can keep it up because there's, I got to get this back up there. June was very rough compared to the previous 2 months, and I don't want July to suffer as much. Still going to suffer a little bit, but I don't want it to suffer as much. That's it. You guys just keep listing too, and I'll see you later.